Something happened on May 15th, 2025, and I genuinely think it's one of the biggest moves OpenAI has made in a while. Not another image generator, not a new voice. This time, ChatGPT got direct access to your bank account and investment portfolio. Real access, your actual transactions, your actual balances, and your actual spending habits. All of it right inside the chat window you already use every day. Now, I've been following AI pretty closely for a few years now, and I have to be honest, this one surprised me. Not because I didn't see AI moving into finance, but because of how fast it actually happened. A few weeks ago, we were talking about ChatGPT helping you draft a budget in theory based on made-up numbers you typed yourself. And now, it can just go look by itself. Let me break it down and tell you what exactly this is, how it works, what it can and what it can't do, and whether you should actually trust it with your money. OpenAI officially launched what they're calling a personal finance experience inside ChatGPT on May 15th, 2026. Right now, it's in preview, meaning it's still being tested and refined. It's available to ChatGPT Pro subscribers in the United States, on the web, and on iOS. The way you access it is pretty simple. You either go to the new Finances tab in ChatGPT's sidebar, or you just type at Finances connect my accounts in any conversation and it walks you through the setup from there. Once connected, ChatGPT generates a full financial dashboard for you. We're talking portfolio performance, your current spending patterns, active subscription you might have completely forgotten about, upcoming payments, and your liabilities like credit card debt or a mortgage. Everything in one place, organized and readable, and then you can just ask questions about it in plain language. The last part is what makes this genuinely different from existing finance apps. Now, the backbone of this whole thing is Plaid. OpenAI partnered with Plaid to handle all of the account connections, and if you've used Venmo, Robinhood, or basically any modern budgeting app in the last few years, you've already used Plaid without necessarily knowing. It's a well-established financial connectivity layer. Through the partnership, ChatGPT can now connect over 12,000 financial institutions. That is a massive number. We're talking Chase, Bank of America, Capital One, Citi, Schwab, Fidelity, American Express, Robinhood, Affirm. The big names are all there. If you have an account somewhere, there's a very good chance it's supported. Now, support for Intuit is also coming soon, which is going to add a whole other dimension to this. The plan is for ChatGPT to eventually help you understand the tax implications of selling stock, estimate your credit card approval odds, and even help you schedule time with local tax professional, all from inside the same conversation. That's when this starts looking less like a chatbot feature and more like a full financial services platform. Now, here's where it gets interesting from a technical standpoint. This feature is powered by GPT 5.5, OpenAI's latest model that dropped in late April 2026. The reason that matters is that GPT 5.5 is specifically better at reasoning with context, which is exactly what you need when you're trying to answer genuinely personal financial questions. Generic financial advice is easy. Save 20% of your income. Sure, great. Thanks. But that advice means nothing when someone is asking whether they can actually afford to take a lower paying job because they want to be home more with their kids. That's a question that needs real numbers, real context, and real reasoning. That's why GPT 5.5 was built to handle better. OpenAI also didn't just wing this. They worked with over 50 finance professionals to build an internal benchmark specifically for personal finance question quality. GPT 5.5 Thinking, which is the default model for finance feature, scored 79 out of 100 on this benchmark. GPT 5.5 Pro scored 82.5. Now, those are most certainly not perfect points, but for a first launch, they're very respectable. The Hiro connection is also worth talking about. Just 1 month before this launch, in April 2026, OpenAI acquired the team behind Hiro Finance, an AI-powered personal finance startup founded by Ethan Bloch. Before shutting down, Hiro had helped users plan and manage over $1 billion in assets. Bloch also previously founded Digit, a savings platform that sold for over $200 million. OpenAI brought the entire Hiro team, roughly 10 people, specifically for this. This wasn't a random product sprint. They hired the people who already knew exactly how to do this. This is honestly my favorite part because the examples OpenAI publish show how natural this is gonna feel in practice. You can ask it things like, I feel like I've been spending more recently. Has anything changed? And it will look at your actual transactions and tell you. It will find the category that spiked, identify when it started, and give you a straight answer. You can ask, what did my last vacation actually cost me? And instead of you trying to manually add up hotel charges, Uber rides, and restaurant tabs across 3 different cards, ChatGPT will just pull all of it, add it up, and tell you. You can ask, can I afford to take lower paying jobs if it means more time at home? And that's a real life question that most people struggle to answer confidently. With your actual income, spending, savings, and liabilities visible, ChatGPT can walk through that scenario with you in a way that's actually grounded in your reality. You can also feed it context that isn't in your accounts. Things like savings goals, money you owe someone, a car purchase you're planning next year, and ChatGPT will store these in a dedicated financial memories layer that's separate from the regular chat memory, so future conversations can factor in both the live numbers and your longer term goals. Over 200 million people already ask ChatGPT financial questions every single month. That stat from OpenAI tells you everything about the demand that already exists. The difference now is those conversations can finally be grounded in real data. Now, I know what you're thinking, and honestly, it is the right thing to think. Giving an AI chatbot any kind of access to your bank account sounds terrifying on the surface, so let's be clear about exactly what the limits are. ChatGPT has read-only access. It can see your balances, your transactions, your investment holdings, and your liabilities. That's it. It cannot see your full account numbers. It cannot transfer money. It cannot make payments. It cannot place trades. It cannot change a single thing about your accounts. The Plaid connection is purely for reading. Now, if you want to disconnect everything, you go to Settings, then Apps, then Finances, and you remove the connections. After you do that, OpenAI says all of your synced financial data will be deleted from their servers within 30 days. You can also view and delete financial memories at any time for that same finance settings page. There is one nuance worth knowing though. If you disconnect your accounts, the dashboard data goes away on the 30-day timeline, but any conversations you've already had with ChatGPT about your finances will stay in those chat logs unless you manually delete those specific conversations. It is something to be aware of. OpenAI also explicitly stated that ChatGPT is not a financial advisor and has no fiduciary duty, so the tool is designed to help you understand and think through your finances, not to give you legally binding advice. That's an important line to keep in mind. OpenAI isn't doing this in a vacuum either. Perplexity launched their own Plaid-connected personal finance product on May 14th, 2026, literally one day before the announcement. Both products use the same Plaid infrastructure. The race for your financial data is on, and it's moving fast. The CEO of Plaid, Zach Parrott, put it well when he said that the goal is for users to have better financial freedom and a greater understanding of what financial products are available to them. He also made it clear that what we're seeing right now is just the starting point. I think that is the honest framing here. This is version 1. In a year or two, looking back at the May 2026 launch of ChatGPT Finances is probably gonna feel like looking back at the first iPhone. Useful on its own, but really just the foundation for what came after.